I'm excited. Can't wait. My first time coming to the Philippines. It's a great country. Love the islands. Love the president there. Love what he stands for. And I love the people of the Philippines. Manny Pacquiao is one of my favorite fighters. And so this is an exciting fight. The people of the Philippines are going to love it. And I'm going to put on a spectacular performance.
Time up. Johnson doing a really good job. Oh, big right hand.
Pal Salute from Powcast Sports. I'm here with Ronald Johnson. Ronald, I heard you're fighting here in the Philippines June 15. How are you doing there?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. Can't wait. My first time coming to the Philippines. It's a great country. Love the islands. Love the president there. Love what he stands for. And I love the people of the Philippines. Manny Pacquiao is one of my favorite fighters. And it's an honor to come to the Philippines.
Wow, okay. I can see that you already know how to promote. All right. Again, my name is Pal Ronald. I've first of all, I was going to ask you first if you ever have visited the Philippines in the past. So it's your first time.
My first time coming to the continent of Asia. So it's going to be great. It's my first time coming to the Philippines.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you this. What do you know about the Philippines? Aside from your friends right there.
Well, let's see. I know a couple of different. I know Imelda Marcos. I think everybody in the world knows who she is. I got some great friends there. Mark Romualdez, he's a congressman there in the Philippines. He's the nephew of Imelda Marcos. We've done business in the past, and he's been here in my gym here in Las Vegas, and we were negotiating the terms for the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight, but eventually we didn't get to promote the fight. But so I got some good friends there, and a lot of Filipino trainers and stuff. My buddy Carlos is a good friend of mine, and the great Manny Pacquiao. We shared the same promoter at one point in time, Murad Muhammad. We was signed to Murad Muhammad. That was one of his first promoters, and so I got introduced to a lot to the Filipino community around that time. That was about 2005, and learned a lot from the people there.
Okay, great. Now I know, and I've looked at your box rec, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's been since 2017. It's been about 2 years. You haven't fought. What made you decide to come back?
Correct. Well, it all happened by design. Boxing is, I love boxing. It's, one of my first love. Obviously I'm a businessman too as well, and I promoted fights through the years. Done over 40 professional fights that I've promoted and co-promoted with Don King and some of the biggest promoters in the world. But boxing is first. Boxing allowed all the doors that I've opened to open. Because being a good fighter helps you do other things outside the ring, and no matter how long I go away from the sport, it always calls me back, and it's just something I love to do. I'll do it for free if I had to, but it's a great thing when you get paid to do it. So it's just, it's my first love, and I just want to see how far I can really go before it's too late.
All right. I asked you why you came back, but here's a question. Why did you stop? You're on a roll.
Well, I didn't really stop. It's just, by me being a businessman, I think that kind of hurt to a fault, because if the situations and circumstances is not right to my liking, then I won't do it. I like to have control over my career, and to to work what I do and who I fight and where I like to go, and if it makes business sense, then that's when I do things. So that's why when this opportunity came about, it made a lot of business sense for a lot of the things that I have going on in the continent of Asia. I'm going to be in a movie, actually, that's going to be taking place in China. And, originally I was going to be fighting the Chinese champion. So a lot of those different things came into play. And plus, I want to represent the GBO and be the GBO heavyweight champion. So that's ambition enough.
Okay. You're in Las Vegas right now?
Sorry, it froze. I'm in Las Vegas, yes.
All right. Is that where you do your training? Or do you live there?
Yes, this is where I live. This is where I live. This is where I train. This is where I have a 6,200 square foot gym here that I've had for 7 years. This is where we at right now inside talking to you.
Okay, so talk to me about your preparation for this fight. I know it's been a while since you prepared for a fight. So, how's this any different or any special preparation for your first fight outside the continent of America?
Right. Well, it's been going good. I've been doing a lot of training, a lot of cardio, working with the body snatcher Mike McCallum, 3-time champion, and who's in the Hall of Fame. He just reminds me of the fighter that he knows me to be, and he brings a lot of his skill set to me to make me a better fighter and outsmart a lot of the guys. So I'm just putting the conditioning with the smarts, because then conditioning, conditioning beats a really good fighter every day. So if I'm a good fighter with conditioning, it's going to be very hard to beat me for sure.
Sure. During your fights, I can see that you've won a lot of fights by unanimous decision. So I can tell that's something about your condition. Now, but for your opponent, what do you know about your opponent right now? I know it's a replacement. You were originally going to fight the Chinese guy, now Bolivian guy.
Right.
It looks like a really
Correct.
really good guy. What do you think about him?
Yeah, he's coming in the ring with 60 knockouts. He got,
Yeah. That's where I'm leading to, man.
So it's great. I love challenges. I love to, test myself. And it's a great matchup. Like I said, I'm a businessman. And I want to help the promotion, and I want to come and bring the best fight possible. So this is an exciting fight. The people of the Philippines are going to love it, and I'm going to put on a spectacular performance, and it's going to be great. So I know he's a good fighter. He can punch, and obviously he got 60 knockouts, so that's a good thing. And so hey, you can't hit what you can't see, right?
All right. So I hear something there that it looks like you're gonna box him.
Oh yeah, we're gonna box him, and you better not do the 2-step, because then it's time to go. So hey, we're gonna box him and box smart, and for however long it has to go. The main thing is to secure the win and become the GBO heavyweight champion.
Now you spend most of your time in Las Vegas in the United States, and then traveling half the world. Do you think that will be a factor in your game? Like it's really hot here.
Oh no, that's why thanks to the promoter Ray Rodas, he's bringing me and my team in a lot earlier, so that way I can get acclimated to the weather and get acclimated to the time change. And one thing about me, you can put me on anywhere on God's green earth, and I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it happen. Because that's just the fighter I am. That's just who I am as a person. So no excuses, and I'll make it work.
So when are you coming over?
I'll be there June 4th.
June 4th. Okay. All right. That's a few
4th.
weeks. So what can we expect in the fight? Why do fans in the Philippines want to watch this?
Well, you got a dynamic boxer puncher, and myself that bring a lot of hand speed. You got a puncher on the other end who obviously likes to knock guys out, and he's been staying active. You mix the two, in the history of boxing, when you mix the two type of fighters together, it always create fireworks. So it's, you don't want to miss it. It's a great fight for the world. It's a great fight for the country of the Philippines, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a great event.
The reason why Red Boxing, Global Boxing Organization, is doing this is to also celebrate Muhammad Ali and Frazier. Now, you're technically, as far as I can remember, only the second heavyweight matchup in the Philippines. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's an honor. So to tell you a little bit about myself, how that story ties in with me. So like you said, 44 years ago, Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier, Thrilla in Manila. I was actually moved to Las Vegas by Layla Ali. I lived with Layla Ali for over a year. So I got to experience the Ali culture, and I met Muhammad Ali quite a bit of times. Living in Layla Ali's home, and so I've worked with Don King, who's the promoter of that event, and it's just, it all ties in, and it's amazing to be able to be in my shoes right now, to be able to be a part of this historic event and honor those two legends for sure.
Don King, actually talking about Don King had a lot of good words for you. I saw some video clips.
Oh yeah, Don, that's my man. We both from the city of Cleveland, Ohio, and we, done. I try to do a lot of great things. I think Don, whether good or bad, a lot of people say, bad or good things about him. He's definitely put boxing on the map. He put sports in general on the map. He's the first person or promoter to ever pay any athlete over $1 million.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So once he started paying, when he paid $5 million to Ali and George Foreman, that was one of the first times you ever heard of anything like that. So that required a lot of the NBA players at that time, a lot of different people, other athletes in other arenas to acquire more money as well. So he definitely raised the bar in that.
All right. Well, aside from the fight, what are you looking forward to do here in the Philippines?
I just want to, explore and see the country. Try some of the food there.
Okay.
Ready
to try some exotic food?
Exciting food and hang out at the beach over there and just soak it all in, the whole opportunity, the whole experience, and just and I'm about to be Filipino myself, so hey, half American, half Filipino now, so I can't wait. I'm glad.
Well, we have a lot of that here. You're welcome. You're welcome. Any last message to your fans, to the Filipino boxing community? Any last message?
I just want to let them know, Red Boxing, Global Boxing Organization, Ron Johnson, Mike McCallum, we're coming, and it's Team American Dream coming to, showcase my skills, and everyone, if you can make it there, please be there, and just looking forward to experiencing that great night.
All right, man. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you.
Maybe you have anything else to say?
That's it. Just look for a great fight. Just a great fight.
All right, Ron Johnson right here from Las Vegas, Pau Salud, June 15, Thrilla in Davao. Looking forward to see you there, bro.
In Davao. See you.
All right, thank you.
Right now.
I'll see you around.